So the blower is temporarily off while we're waiting on a fuel system. We whipped up this quick intake manifold on this thing, and it's looking pretty wild. So we kind of got this thing already buttoned up. We're gonna go for a first start here in a second, check we ain't got no fuel leaks. Other than that, I guess we're just gonna see how this thing drives and makes power with just the turbos on it, because as y'all know, we only been making about 420 wheel. So without the blower, obviously the map's gonna be completely different, so we're gonna have to do a lot of retuning on this thing to get the fuel right, just because the blower's not forcing air into this thing and idle and cruise anymore. So stand by while we do some tweaking, but hopefully we can get that dialed in today and do some pulls. Well, it ain't idling high, so you must have welded it good. There might be something in there. Apparently people like the back seat shots.
Thanks, Blake.
So you expecting this thing to go lean, Rich? Not a clue. Got it. So we just got done boost leak testing this thing. Everything checked out good as it always has, aside from the throttle body's got a little leak around the shaft. It's always had that though. So other than that, I'm not really sure what's going on. Granted, that was only 5 pounds of boost. Every dyno video I've seen for Raptors though online seemed to make around 5 to 550 on pump gas through an auto with big mud tires. We got a manual trans, E85, and a smaller tire, so something ain't adding up. That didn't feel like 500 horsepower to me. So, I don't know, boys. The only other thing we can come to the conclusion of is factory, these things have 2 plugs per cylinders, and we have blocked and deleted those off down here. They have a coil pack that goes into here and then has a second output that goes all the way down there. I don't know if that's our issue, where we're not getting an efficient burn or something. We might actually try and find a 6.2 truck laying around somewhere and just pull the plug wires off the secondary plugs and see if it runs significantly worse or not. We don't know. We have compression tested it. It checks out good on that. We have not done a leak down, so I guess we can check into that at some point. But before I go ahead and get ahead of myself, let's just turn it up and see if it starts to make some power. Alright, so we got the boost controller hooked up, going back down the road. How much dew do you put in it?
30.
30. Alright, so that should tickle it. Should make a little bit more power. We'll see.
That's about 8 pounds.
What's your limiter set at?
65. So go ahead and toss 50 at it.
ghetto stuff going on here. So we're running the secondary sets of plugs on this just to see if it makes a difference. If not, I don't know, we might try and do some pigtail adapters to run all 16 plugs and see if that makes a difference. So we'll go ahead and get it warmed up, take it back out, try it out. Not too hopeful on it actually working, but we'll see. There's really nothing else we can try aside from running all 16 plugs. We're still out of fuel system, but if the plug is not burning the fuel in the chamber before the exhaust valve opens, clearly that would kind of explain why we're down on power. I don't know at this point. Come on, bud. That thing look good. Ah, dang. Come fuck us up, Daddy. We got all 16 plugs firing. Shit's wild.
Ultimately, this concludes testing until we pull the front cover.
Basically,
that's where we're at, unfortunately.
I mean, there's realistically not a goddamn thing else we can do.
If it's not 6.2s are trash.
You heard it here, boys. So unfortunately, we still don't really have a clear answer on what's going on with this thing, but you can't say we ain't trying. I mean, we changed the whole setup. We got a custom intake manifold. It's just twin turbo. Took the blower off because, you know, we thought it was a restriction. 16 plugs. I mean, we have tried every single thing we can think of. So other than that, we can advance the cams where we've locked them out. It's the next day. Will actually tore his whole thing apart. He's got it halfway back together now. We took the cams from completely restricted to completely advanced now with the lockout. He's going to toss these metal valve covers on here because we're already this far, might as well. I think it'll look good. It might be slow, but it's going to look good.
That's all I care about anymore.
So I guess once we get this thing buttoned back up and put back together, we'll see if advancing the cams make any bit of difference with how much power this thing makes. Probably not, though.
Probably not.
Hey y'all, so we got the Vic back out here with the cams full advanced. Just the tune's completely off now, so we got to redo all of that to get it right. We got it back down on gate, just 5 pounds of boost, and just rolling into it, it kind of feels a lot better than it did on double the boost. So fingers crossed, maybe this thing's actually going to pick up a little bit of power now, but only time will tell.
Shift a second no more.